You know, if God gives you some time, like a break from survival mode, and you have some time to relax or whatever, you ought to use that time to be introspective. Am I lazy? Am I prideful? Am I egocentric? Is it all about me? Am I narcissistic in any way? Am I psychopathic, sociopathic, whatever it is? do I looking at yourself in the mirror instead of looking at everybody else, Am I the problem? What's her name? One of the artists, I forget her name right now, but she wrote a song, "It's me, it's me, I'm the problem, it's me." It's almost like if she wrote those lyrics, it's almost like she woke up. And so if a person has an opportunity to be by themselves, to have time alone, that's a great time to be introspective. Is it me? Am I the problem? Am I lazy? Am I prideful? Am I the problem? Am I judgmental? Am I trying to fix other people? Am I trying to be Jesus in somebody's life, which is idolatry? I'm not saying you put up with a bunch of junk. You can get away from people, but once you learn to respond, once you learn the proper way to respond, in other words, if you shift your mind, your consciousness, your identity to the identity of Christ, you start to set boundaries. Is it me? Why do I want my boundaries to be crossed? Why don't I set good boundaries? Why am I putting up with junk? If there's jobs everywhere, and there are right now, jobs are like a dime a dozen, and a person is not able to break free, yeah, it takes time. It might take you a couple years to get back where you need to be, but what else you got to do? The rapture's not happened yet. What else are you going to do? You might as well use the time to get free in whatever ways you can get free. Be introspective. Why do you have to always have somebody around you? A lot of times people they always have to have somebody around them. They have to have a dog or a cat or a pet or they can't be by themselves. Why? Ask yourself why you do what you do. Most of what you do is on a program. We all run on programs, and if it's a bad program, ask yourself why. I knew somebody in the past, her program was she always wanted to be center of attention. Every time she'd walk in the church door, she'd walk in late because she wanted everybody to see her. It's all about me, She wanted to be the victim. She wanted to always be the victim. She wanted to always be seen. It was always about her. And she couldn't even see that she was the problem. She was a master manipulator, but she was a religious master manipulator. Religious but lost. Mission field but lost. Mission field but trouble. Religious but trouble. If you have time to be by yourself, why don't you start to be introspective? Why squander your time alone or your time in whatever situation you're in? Why squander it? Even like Charles Stanley said one time, he said, when God slows you down or puts you on the shelf or whatever he does in your life, use that time to get strong. But I know what he says. When God gives you time of peace, get ready for the war. During the time of peace, get ready for the war. But if to get ready for the war, you got to exercise yourself. In Ephesians 6, he says, put on the full armor of God, right? He didn't say put on other people's armor. He tells you to put on your armor. Put on the full armor of God. Faith, the word peace. Don't expect other people to put on their armor before you put on yours. As soon as you start to put on your armor, those people fall by the wayside because you don't waste your time on them. Those bad apples fall by the wayside because you know it's affecting you. If somebody else's armor is not on, you put your armor on, they're defeated. They're a defeated enemy instantly. And you don't even want to fight with them. They want to fight. You don't, because you defeat them like in 2 seconds. You just walk away from them because you know they're not prepared. Ephesians 6 tells you to put on your full armor. It doesn't tell you to tell other people. It doesn't tell you to expect other people, to force other people, to manipulate other people, to complain and cry and throw a fit because other people aren't. You are to put your full armor on. That should be as clear as all get out. That should wake some people up. There's a lot of people out there complaining about everybody else, but they don't even look at themselves. Yeah, we can complain about the system, but the system is really just easy to overcome. There's always a glitch in the system. There's always a blind spot in the system. If you see the blind spot, you can overcome it.